Hi, my name is Terry Miles, and for more than 40 years I have been involved in the hair and beauty and wellness industry, working with many of the top brands, global brands, and also running the beauty section at Harrods in London for 2 years. During this time I gained a lot of knowledge and experience regarding the running of a beauty salon, a spa, or a hair salon. There are 4 pillars basically to the successful running of a salon. The first is the core skills. That is the level at which your staff perform. How well do they do a massage? How well do they do a cut and blow dry? So the perfection of skills is an ongoing thing. So as part of the staff development, perfecting the core skills is a must. Fashions change, technology changes. People need to remain up to date on what contributes to their core skills. So aiming for perfection and then delivering it to every client that comes into the salon is a must. If that is achieved, or you strive to achieve that core, that pillar, then the likelihood of success is going to be greater. The second is the science. Your staff, therapists, hairstylists need to understand the science of the products that they're working with. Everything that we do for our clients contain products that have resulted from research and development, and all with a specific aim in mind. And that is to give your clients the best treatment, the best haircut, the best condition they can possibly have. Therefore, understanding the science is such an important way of doing business, because educating clients about the ingredients or the active ingredients of a product and the results they're going to experience are essential for being able to get your clients to buy into what you're offering them to sell. The benefits is somebody who understands the science and is able to deliver top-rate service is that they are perceived as experts by their clients. And that is what you're marketing, your expertise. After many years training and learning the various techniques and an ongoing understanding of the latest techniques allows you to position yourself as an expert. And that basically is what clients are looking for when they come into your premises. They want to be treated by an expert, somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody that understands the science. So the ability to create the desired result and understand and educate clients about the science behind the products that you're using will help your clients to buy into more of what you have to offer, and you can sustain that as a business model. So that is that's the second pillar. The third pillar is hospitality. When clients come to a beauty salon or a spa or a hair salon, they need to feel welcome. It's exactly the same as going into a 5-star hotel, and the perception of how you're going to enjoy the salon experience begins when they walk into your business. Is the culture of the salon, are they happy with my business? Are they happy to see me? Am I welcome? And that hospitality cannot be underrated, because the client will only ever pay for what services she has. But the way in which she's treated, the level of customer service, the level of consultation, the whole hospitality aspect of it, just adds value. It doesn't cost the client any more to receive that, but what it does, it makes the salon experience a memorable one. And people who have memorable experiences tend to come back for more of the same, and they also tend to tell their friends about it. So if your business runs with customer service and hospitality, specifically hospitality, customer services we understand is about just doing the transaction and not making any mistakes. Hospitality, on the other hand, it makes the client aware of how much you value their business, how glad you are they're in your business. If you value a client's business, that business will come back to you. So hospitality is the packaging around a salon visit, and the level of hospitality determines whether they will come back again. The fourth pillar is the information being generated by your business on a day-by-day basis. You will need to make business decisions based on information. You can't run a business on gut feel. You can't just see the money going into the till and people working. You have to understand how that money is made up. How is the turnover made up? Am I getting clients? Am I holding on to those clients? Am I getting new clients? How productive are my staff members? Are they upselling to clients? Are they increasing the average spend of your clients by recommending additional products and services? Which products are the fastest selling? And how can you eliminate or reduce overstocks and out of stocks? And most importantly, how can you protect the profit line? The profit line is what you make at the end of the month based on what turnover you've done less the cost of running that business. And many businesses have too much month over at the end of the money, when we should be aiming to have money over at the end of the month. So the business intelligence, and that is the daily capturing of information using a specific software program designed for this industry, will give you reports that will tell you at any time where your business is in terms of the bigger picture. The key is to understand the numbers. There's no point in generating information that you need to be able to make a calculated business decision if you're not going to look at the reports, if you're not going to read the numbers, if you don't understand the picture that those numbers are telling you. They all work together. So our 4 pillars, it's the offering the highest skills, marketing the science, creating the hospitality for a perfect salon experience, and getting feedback from your business system, from the information generated by your computer software program, are crucial to sustain a successful business. As we all know, if we don't have clients, we don't have a business. So how do we build up a clientele? How do we start growing? And how do we get our image and reputation into the marketplace so that more and more people hear about you, and then you get more and more clients? Now, building up a clientele is not that difficult. Many people are in the habit of going back to their normal service providers, but many of them would change to experience something that they perceive to be different, particularly if somebody's recommended, which is why it's important to build on getting clients to recommend your services or your salon environment or your salon culture. It's almost like a science, because when a client comes to you for the very first time, where did that client come from? Was she passing by? Did she see your signage? Was she referred by a friend? Was she referred by somebody in the industry that said, if you go to this person, you'll be able to get a solution for that problem that you have? Did she come in as a response to some type of advertising, marketing? Any exposure that you have in the marketplace is going to bring people into your salon. But you need to know where those clients come from. In other words, what source. A good business system will allow you to identify first-time clients and ask you, where did you come from? I was referred, or where did you come from? I saw your signage, or where did you come from? My doctor recommended I go to your particular spa. All of those things are important information for getting new clients coming into the salon. If you have half a dozen sources, and you could have ambassadors, clients who go out and recruit clients for you, then she is a source of new business. So you should be noting that this particular person is sending me more business. I'm getting more business from marketing promotions, flyers, Facebook activity. All of those things is what puts your name out there. And they are a constant source of getting new clients. So that you have to have a new client strategy. Using an industry-specific system, you will be able to see where those clients are coming from. And also, because clients can't be a first-time client more than once, when that client comes back and the system recognizes her cell phone number, it automatically changes her status to regular. So in that way, you can see how many new clients you're getting, and also how many are coming back to you in terms of conversion, retention. And it's no secret that without clients, you won't have a business. So building up a client database is crucial. It also, over a period of time, will tell you which of your clients are the most frequent visitors. It will tell you which 20% of your clients spend 80% of the turnover that you generate. It'll identify clients who are socially active and can recommend. And you could even create an ambassador club and reward her in some way, shape or form for being an ambassador for your business, and then monitor it via a good system to be able to see how effective that is. So a client database is the heart of your business. Without clients, you don't have a business. As you are building a client database, it's also a good opportunity to create a loyalty program. Clients come to you because the perception is that it's a well-run salon. The services that they are provided with are not lower than the money they're being asked to pay. So therefore, they're happy with that particular arrangement. A loyalty program is added value. A loyalty program is 80% recognition and 20% reward. Making her part of your loyalty program and then giving her little rewards every now and then, most of which is recognition, goes a long way in client retention, also goes a long way in motivating those clients to refer new business to you. So what you're doing with your client database is you're putting it to work for you, and you're running a loyalty program that will be able to be perceived as a reward for those clients. And that, in today's 21st century customer, the added value is more important than a discount. One of the biggest challenges that successful salons have to sustain their success is building a team. The staff are employed to perform services that you're offering to your clients, and they do it, but they do it relative to how motivated they are and how much pride they take in the work that they do. When you're building a team of people, you are looking to employ people that have the highest skills level, understand the science behind the product, understand how hospitality influences the client's salon experience and perception of the salon experience, and also that they are benefiting in terms of increased turnover, therefore increased commission. But building a team is not as easy as it sounds, because we are employing individuals, and each individual has its own agenda, has its own red buttons, and normally they're up and down on a psychological yo-yo, which means that the team leader, as in the salon owner, needs to micromanage the team in terms of their state of mind. If people bring problems into the salon, then obviously that is going to be an energy that will interfere with a positive energy that might already be in the salon. And it's one of the biggest problems that the industry has, that people come in with their problems. They don't leave their problems outside the salon. There is an exercise that one can do, and that is that you have a hook outside the salon, and you ask your staff to put all their personal issues on that hook. Take off that clothing that they wear in their personal lives, and then step into the salon and put on a white coat, imaginary, but put on an attitude that will be perceived as being, I'm at work. I'm a professional. I'm here to satisfy my clients. I'm here to do whatever I can to make the business more successful. That is the basic understanding of how a team works. If they're thinking as a team, in other words, everybody's coming into the salon thinking, what more can I do to help my colleagues, to help the business grow? Their business within the salon has to grow. They can't work better as a team and earn less money for it. It just doesn't work like that. Effort equals reward. So the more effort they put into that, then the greater the reward will be for them. Whether it is immediate earnings, whether it is them being on a career path, or whether them just working for you in a comfortable position for life, comfortable for everything that they ever need. It depends on individual ambition, obviously. In terms of staffing, there's something I learned about building up a team, that in a business you will have a headcount, a certain number of staff members that work with you. Now, even though they currently occupy the job, if you are not able to develop those people to a higher level of performance, be it through any one of the strategies that I'm going to describe to you shortly, if you're not able to get them to raise their level of service, they will not help your business to grow. There's a terminology that I learned called muscle build your business and positive recruitment. Muscle build your business is if I have 5 people working in my business and they're all top performers, then all I have to do is to keep those people motivated, managed, and rewarded. If I've got weak muscles, if I have weak people in my business, I have to either strengthen them or I have to replace them. And it's not a hire fire strategy. It is making sure that your business has the best people working for you, and then evaluating how successful they are, what their strengths, what their weaknesses are, and then helping them to develop, to become better. If you find people can't or won't subscribe to that approach, then I would venture to say that they shouldn't be working in your business. Because positive recruitment says that no matter how many people you have employed, you're always on the lookout for somebody that's going to match the top performers. And if that person comes along and you can't bring them into your business because you've got a couple of low performers who think that they have job security, you might have a problem. Not that one's going to fire, but in the process of building a business, you have to build the individuals within the business. And there is a process for that, and I'll go into that shortly. Right, how do we develop staff? Long-standing businesses, you will find that they have people who have been working with them and have grown within the organization and are part of the business. We've all heard that expression that I work for the name of your spa, but I represent, so I am your spa. I am your hair salon. I am the person. I worked at Harrods, then I was the Harrods Hair and Beauty Manager. And that is an intellectual ownership that people take once they feel that they want to commit to the success of the business. So there is a process. When you are interviewing people and you want to bring them into the salon, then you are obviously going to assess them on certain criteria, their job skills, their past history, why they left their previous job. But one thing that you also need to look for is the energy they generate. Is it going to be the same energy, similar energy, to the people that I already have working for me? While interviewing staff, also observe the attitude that they present themselves to you. Would that attitude result in an energy that fits into your current culture? That's such an important aspect to focus on. Job skills can be taught. Attitude is inherent. If people don't have a positive mental attitude, they tend to look for reasons as a crutch for not performing. And they tend to be unhappy people. And if they join your team of happy people and they're not happy, they will soon attract other people that don't like, because unhappy people they like company. So they will attract other people. So all of a sudden you'll find a political disruption in your salon between the positive thinking people and the negative thinking people. So even though during the interview it's not always 100%, but be aware of the attitude. For example, if a stylist, you ask a staff member why did they leave their last job, and they say to you, no, I didn't like the boss because he was this and he was that and he was this and he was that, then I would venture to think that in her next job application, she's going to be saying the same thing about you. If the reason for leaving her last job was because she relocated to a different area or because she felt that she was stagnating where she was, something like that allows you to, it gives you the picture that she's not blaming somebody else, because people have to take responsibility, and taking responsibility creates a positive energy. And that's what you want to bring into your salon, because clients experience the energy created by your team. Everybody comes into the salon, they're all positive, all motivated, all hyped up, all ready to give every client that comes in the best customer service experience they can have. The clients recognize it the moment they walk in the door. Once you've got a new employee, somebody who's just joined your business, you are responsible for that person's development, because you want that person to be part of your team. So as a team leader, as the owner of the business, you need to take some type of personal responsibility for developing Firstly, the job skills. Secondly, the attitudinal skills. And then finally, the winning skills that will make them an asset in your business. And if you go through that building process, then you will find that people will grow, your business will grow, and staff won't leave because they feel comfortable in your business. If they leave because they won't respond to any of the guidances or training that you offer them, then they're really firing themselves. So what is a skills development plan? Well, basically it's to understand what level of competence they work at. On their physical skills, they've trained, they've had experience, so you'll be able to monitor how well they do each of the services that you offer to your clients. If you're lucky, it'll be one of the top and you've attracted somebody that builds that muscle a lot quicker. But normally what we have to do is to develop them, put them on training and develop their skills so that they become a bigger contributor and more confident in the various skills or services that the salon has to offer. So that's the skills development plan. The way in which we guide people or identify what skills people need to be trained in is an exercise called KPI. It's Key Performance Indicators. A good software program will give you a breakdown of individual performances as well as the total salon performance, but you're looking at individually developing a staff member. And that requires understanding their dynamics, the KPIs for that particular person. And the things we're looking for is how many clients come back to them. Because at the beginning you might be giving them walk-in clients, but if after 6 months none of those walk-in clients has come back to you, then there is an issue. So therefore you need to look from month 1. What is the retention rate per individual staff member? The second thing is the skill that they're doing up to your standards? If they are, then those clients will come back. The next area to look at is where are their weaknesses? If they might be particularly good at doing one aspect of the business, but they can't do another, then the chances are that you can't make an all-rounder of it. It's all well and good to have specialists, and we all like to have people who are specialists in the work, but there comes a time when the specialist is not available. And if you can't offer a second person that has the same level or slightly lower level, but similar level to the specialist, then that client might go to another salon looking for that specialist. So you have to muscle build your business in terms of developing individual staff members, individual people to be able to do all the services and well. Now, if they are marketing their expertise, if they are upselling to clients, if they are exceeding clients' expectations, then you'll see that in the numbers. Now, systems, if they're good systems, they will have what they call a KPI report, and that will monitor where the clients are coming from, how many were regulars, how many walk-ins, how many were referrals to them. It'll monitor the performance in each of those areas that you have in your business, because your business profile is broken down into sections. Very similar to a restaurant where you would go and have a look at a menu, but there's certain things available in each of the segments. In salads you might have 3 or 4 options. In main course you may have 4 or 5 options. In desserts you might have 3 or 4 options. Those are subsections of their business. You have a similar thing with your business, subsections, and within those subsections you will have the actual services listed. You need to see from a KPI report, it's useful to see whether after 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, individual staff members are growing their skills in other areas. Because if you only do one thing and a client comes back for that, you can't grow the business. Because a client, when she comes into the salon, is not a one-service client. She's a shopper. And what she buys depends on how well your services are marketed. So if your staff are very good at one specific aspect of business, they need to be upskilled to other aspects of business so that they can then get clients to buy into another line of business. That's the only way to grow your business. Hold on to your clients, get referrals, and then upsell to clients so that the average docket value increases. That is so, so important. And it's one thing that staff can relate to. Like yourself, clients are shoppers, and when they go into shops, they'll go in for a specific thing, which is on their agenda. But in their subconscious, there are other things that they would like to have, either to satisfy a problem or a need or a desire. And all the merchandising, all the displays, everything inside these stores is done to get into that subconscious agenda. To say, when the client comes in for one thing, and then she says, oh, there, that would look nice on me as well. I was thinking about that, but I'd forgotten I was thinking about it. So they get additional purchases by marketing. Now, in a hair salon or beauty salon, you don't have all these things on display. So when a client comes in for a specific service, therapists and stylists need to open up another line of business with the client regarding what she experiences in between visits to the salon or spa. What are the problems that she might have, or needs, or desires, or beyond that, their family. Do they have family needs or desires? All of those things are opportunities for a professional person. And the KPI report will show you every 3 months or every 6 months exactly to what degree each of these staff members is actually achieving this. If you find that they're not offering other services and products, it might just be that they need more training. So therefore you've identified something and they go on training. They go on training and they come back, and then in 3 months' time you monitor whether they've grown, and they haven't grown, then I would say that there's a red flag there that they're not responding to training. And if they're not, then you need to reconsider whether they are people that you can develop or not. Staff need to believe in themselves, and they need to be motivated. They need guidelines, and this is where you give them those guidelines. Most staff are goal-orientated. Ambition, earning more money, living a better lifestyle, all of those things are what people work for. The thing that motivates them most of all is when they achieve targets. Now, target setting is really just letting people see or predict their earning powers if they achieve their targets. It's not a whip that you beat people with, that you got to target. If you don't meet your target, something terrible happens to you. It's not like that. If they don't meet their target, they're not going to earn the money they could. This is why target setting is such an important exercise to get people to perform better. The KPI report will give us all the areas of strengths and weaknesses and where they can improve, but the result is going to be financial, and that result is going to be in the target setting. The salon works for a target. They have a target to cover all their overheads and the cost of running a business. Each individual should have a target as well. That target will have to be achieved, but they have to use the skills of being the core skills that they have got to be good. They've got to educate via science, their hospitality needs to be there. All of those things are the tools that they work with. And if they're looking at increasing their turnover, their home income, they have to work to a set of targets. Now, the target is not set by the owner. The target should be set collaboratively between the stylist and the owner. And it should be achievable. It should always be higher than what they've done in the past. But you can't justify that increase in the expected turnover unless you've done the key performance indicator review to show the strengths and weaknesses. So if somebody's not selling products or recommending home care products, and then they go on a course and they come back and they increase their turnover in retail sales, obviously that's going to show up on the KPI report. It's going to show up on the turnover increase, and it'll show up in their pay slip. So there's always a reason to motivate people, but they have to get feedback. Target setting and KPI performance reviews are two very, very important, probably the two most important skills or ways to manage people. As I say, people are different. People have different expectations. Some people are very ambitious. Some people just come to work between meals. We know that. But everybody has this little ambition inside themselves. And a clever owner will, during the interview process or during the key performance appraisal process, will identify where those areas of expertise are. Also identify whether their attitude, whether there's a will. Do they have a will to contribute? Do they have a will? Because there's always a way. But it's normally getting people to want to achieve targets, want to go on courses, want to upskill. That's the thing that we're selling the most of, is wants. Because once you've stimulated somebody and they want to, the why and the how are a lot easier. If they want to double their turnover in 18 months, why would they want to double their turnover in 18 months? Pretty obvious to me. And how would they do it? Now we can break it down and look at the figures and say, righto, you did 100 clients last month. If you were to get 10 new clients referred to you, that would make it 110 clients. And in turn, they referred 10 more clients to you. Within a year, you'd have doubled your clientele. If you're retaining the majority of those clients, then that becomes money in the bank business. If through effective consultation and understanding the science of selling the benefits of whatever you're recommending to your clients, you can get them to buy other products and services, you'll find that the average spend of that client goes up. Those are all essential indicators that staff are working to a plan. The target setting is just a monitor. On most systems, you set a target and you divide it by the number of days that the staff member is going to work, which will then give them a daily target. Every time they finish their day, that turnover should go and be compared to their daily target and then taken off the balance, and then what's left is divided by 1 day less to give you a new daily target balance. That is such an important process because of a number of things. One, it keeps staff focused on achieving. It also provides the clients with a higher level of service because people are engaging with clients, educating clients, as opposed to just doing what the client came in for. And of course, the financial benefits are great for both the therapist, stylist, and the business. So target setting and performance reviews is what we call a win-win-win situation. When staff members understand what needs to be done and get feedback about how well they've done it, when the clients are on the receiving end or the beneficiaries of better service, better education, it's a win for them. And of course, the financial, at the end of the day, is going to be a win for both the staff member and for the salon. So it is a win-win-win formula. And that is one of the biggest things probably that people don't do with their staff. They don't do performance reviews, they don't set them targets, and they don't take them aside and recognize individual training needs. We've all heard the saying that time is money. And different people have different interpretations of what that really means. But in terms of our business, when we open our doors on a Monday morning and we trade for a week, there's only so many hours between opening and closing. You can't put more hours into a day. You can extend trading hours, obviously. But normally those hours, that time is 8 hours or 9 hours a day. However, the value of each of those days is different. The value of a Monday is far different to that of a Friday. Why? Because clients, the majority of clients want to come by the weekend, towards the end of the week. That's a known. We are busier at the weekends than we are during the week. So understanding time is a case of selling time. Now, when a client wants an appointment, the chances are she doesn't have a specific time in mind. Some do, the majority don't. They have an idea, but they don't have a specific time in mind. So what we need to do is to find out from the client, one, who she wants to have the service done with, two, what the services are going to actually be, and then three, would she like to come at the beginning of the week or the end of the week, or in the morning or the afternoon? And our goal as front desk managers is to sell the quieter times. If we assume that 90% of clients don't really mind, then suggest a time to the client that fits their needs but doesn't get into your premium time. As I say, the value of a appointment on a Monday is so different to that of a Friday because everybody wants to come in on a Friday or a Saturday. But if you can swing 20% of those clients who would come by default on a Friday or a Saturday and swing them to a Thursday or to a Wednesday or a Tuesday, you do two things. One, you spread your work over a longer number of days. And two, you make those popular spots available for latecomers. And it always happens that somebody wants an appointment at the last minute and you filled it up. So what we're looking at is now recognizing what times of the day are we busy, and then trying to sell the time before or after that busy period. As I say, it doesn't apply to all clients. I would say the majority of clients are very flexible with their time and are guided by your booking person, your front desk manager. However, if your front desk manager says to the client, when would you like to come in? And she picks a busy time, she can come in, but that time slot is closed down. And if it's a busy time, there's a very good chance that you're going to have to say no to somebody else. So if you can get that client to take an earlier appointment or a later appointment, almost that she believes that's the only slot that you have on your appointment book, then you will spread out the work and you will increase turnover because you will be able to book in more people closer to the popular times. So that demonstrates that time is money. The value of an early week appointment is not the same as that at the weekend. I worked with a spa who had a traditionally very busy weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They worked 7 days a week. It was very busy. And they couldn't bring more staff in, and they couldn't get any busier. So what we did is we put the prices up and then kept the old prices Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then offered clients the old prices, a 20% discount or whatever it was, if you're putting your prices up by 10%, and to come on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they paid the higher price on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What effect happened there is that a lot of those clients would rather follow the money. In other words, we would rather go where it's more affordable for them than go at a popular time of the week, which is the Fridays, because that's expensive time. It's not an easy one to balance because you can't penalize people on wanting to come Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But if you are able to divert that business to the early part of the week, whether it's by offering a discount on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, or just by having a very clever time salesperson on your front desk manager, one who understands that I've got to try and fill the quieter spots before I go into the busy times, because the busy times will become busy anyway. In that example, that spa that we did that, they increased their turnover by 20% a year. It was just as simple as that, because they fitted more people in and they were busier in the first parts of the week, and they could still do the appointments at the weekend for people who came at the last minute and wanted that appointment. So it is an approach to selling time, but it's more importantly the understanding that time is money. So there's only so many hours you can work, so therefore you've got to try and make each hour as productive as possible. Through the appointment book, you are showing your booking turnover. Every time you make an appointment, provided that client comes into the salon and the staff member's there and it's acceptable, then it will create turnover for you. Now, one of the biggest things in target setting for a salon or even for an individual is how much is my target going to be? We know what I want to do at the end of the month. But if one has sold the next appointment to a client, let's just say they come in and we want to pre-book the next appointment and it goes on to the appointment scheduler, and then you do that religiously with as many of your clients as you can. In other words, before they leave the salon, book the next appointment. That next appointment will go into the appointment book, and over a period of time when you come in and you have a look at your appointment book, If it's on a digital system, you'll be able to see the value of those appointments. So I come in on a Monday morning, I have a look at the value of all appointments that I've booked for this week, and it shows me a figure. If my target for this week is going to be double that, then at least I know I've done half the target already without even trying. And that's one of the biggest advantages of pre-booking clients, is that it's money promised, it's business booked, it's business promised. But in terms of targeting, it's easier to make to bridge the gap between booked business and targeted business. It just makes sense, and that's using a digital appointment book. The whole reason for going into business is to make a profit and optimize turnover and monitor costs, protect the profit line. I mean, it's as simple as that. There's nothing more difficult in business than generating turnover, controlling costs, and then spending the profit. As we said, time is money, so clever use of your appointment booking schedule will allow you to generate more turnover on the basis of fitting more people in. The second biggest cost, other than salaries, is your stock. Now, stock is fuel. It's money. You need it to perform services. You need it to be able to sell to clients, but you don't need to stock 6 months stock on your shelf. Stock control can be the difference between running at a loss and making a profit. A good computer system will provide you with accurate stock control functions. Given that it costs X amount to produce a cost of sale for a specific service, if you're generating turnover and based on the mathematical figure that you should be spending on stock, and you're spending more than that, then you know you have a problem. 80% of salons have a problem. 80% of salons spend more money on stock than they actually need to. 10% go the other way, and they don't buy stock until they're really forced to, because you're turning too much business away, your staff members are in revolt, so they break down and place an order. Now, there is a middle road to take, because you should not be buying more stock than is needed to generate turnover. I'm separating the services we perform in our spas and salons to retail products, because the cost of sales for each of those is going to be different, but they both contribute to turnover. So if you have a look at the services that you do in the spa, if you know the average cost of producing that service in terms of the products that you're using and how much you're paying for the products, that helps you in your pricing strategy. That I know it's costing me this, so therefore I need to sell it for that. But you need to have a system where if at the end of the month you see we did X amount of turnover, but we had spent a lot of money to generate that turnover, more than was necessary. If you know what the target is, if you know how much stock you should be spending, that is a clear indication that you don't have a good stock control system. Stock control systems work on the basis of replacement. In other words, when you order stock, you should only be ordering the stock you need to replace the stock you use to generate the last month's turnover. It sounds simple. Not always that accurate, because turnover goes up and down. Sometimes you have a run on a service, sometimes you have a promotion, so you need a little bit more stock. But most people don't treat their stock that scientifically. They buy, they thumbsuck, they place an order, and whenever they then take stock of their stock and they see, well, we've got $100,000 worth of stock, but I'm only doing turnover of $100,000. Why would I need to stock $100,000 worth of stock to generate $100,000 of turnover? It doesn't make sense. There's no relationship between what you're paying for product and the turnover that you're generating. So if one has a look at the retail industry generally, retail industry works on stock turn. In other words, they look at the amount of sales that they have, and they work out how much stock do I need at that current rate of sales to keep me in stock for 1, 2, maybe 3 months. And they order accordingly. And in doing so, they create what they call stock turn. It means theoretically, if I order like that, then my product should be running out and ready to replace within 1, 2 months. So a simple stock control system will allow you to set model levels for each item that you use or sell in your salon. The model level is going to be based on sales. How popular is that item? How many will I need in my business in order to cover me for X amount of time? Now that X amount of time is what we call forward cover. So if my rate of sales is 6 and I need to keep 2 months in stock, then I need to have stock that's going to cover me for those 2 months. If your stock take says you've got 4, then obviously you need to reorder 8. And that is as simple as stock control is. The only thing that you need to do over and above that is to keep monitoring the popularity and use-up rate of every item in your shop. And to do that, you need to have a stock movement report. Now, the stock movement report will show you, over whatever period of time you're looking, how much stock you have bought and how much stock you sell. That will guide you to setting model levels and reorder levels. Because those products become more popular, less popular, get replaced with new products or whatever, you need to periodically have a look at your forward cover report. Now, the forward cover report is a report that says, based on current sales, the stock on hand of that particular item is going to give you 1 month, 6 months, 3 months, whatever the case may be. So ideally, you want to be able to turn your stock around, as I mentioned earlier. So therefore, if you've got more than 3 months stock, theoretically you're overstocked. And overstocking in a business is unnecessary. It's almost as bad as understocking. Understocking is frustrating because when clients come, or stylists or therapists need to use a product and they haven't got it in stock because we haven't ordered, our stock control system hasn't allowed me to order it, you're going to frustrate a lot of people. If at the end of the month you've got a lot of stock, more stock than you need, and you've got no cash, you're going to frustrate some other people because you need to have cash to run your business, cash flow. So the fine balance is to have a stock control system that allows you to regulate model levels, reorder levels, monitor the sales and use-up rate of those items, and then monitor if that popularity is going up or going down. If it's going up, you need to increase the model level. If it's going down, you need to decrease the model level. If you adopt a system like that, then once again, you can save 25% on your annual stock bill. Because what you're really doing is you're only buying stock to replace the stock used to generate the turnover. And your accountant will show you whether that's been a successful one or not when they do your financial year end and they calculate the stock used and the stock on hand against sales. And if you have an enormous amount of stock on hand at the end of a financial year, and that goes into your financial year end, you pay tax on that because that's deemed to be profit. If you run your stocks down just before the end of your financial year, to a degree, then the tax implications will be much lower. Very often people ask suppliers in February, if your month end is in February, I'll place the order now but only invoice me in March because I don't want it to go to this financial year. So stock control is a nightmare unless you have a decent system. The one I've described to you has to be done through a computer. It's just too much maths for somebody to do it manually. So a good computer system will save you a lot of money on stock. As I mentioned earlier, we're all in business to make a profit. Most of us are lucky enough to enjoy what we're doing, but it's always much more rewarding if you've made a profit in your business. We don't work for love, we work for profit. So it makes sense to have a profit protector in your business. But now in reality, The amount of money you're going to end up at the end of the month is going to be your turnover less what you're spending on your turnover. If you've got a good computer system, and every time you generate an invoice, it adds it to your turnover line. Every time you pay an account, it adds it to your overhead line. So, for example, if you pay your rent on the first of the month, you put it onto your income statement, then it shows you that you are zero or minus the amount of your rent. For example, if your rent is $10,000 and you put that $10,000 onto your income statement as a budget, then you know you have to generate $10,000 of turnover to pay the rent. And it's the same with everything else. During the course of the month, you are going to spend things on stock, refreshments, things that you need in your business. If they go onto your income statement, they will always show how that affects your profit line, because it's a cost that you've had to pay, and it's only influenced by your turnover. So you know that you're generating turnover, you know how much it's costing you to generate that turnover. Now, if you're really clever, what you can do is you can go into the next month and you can create a set of budgets, which is basically using a profit and loss, but pre-populating that income statement with the cost. Firstly, the fixed costs. If your rent is a fixed cost, if your salary percentage is a fixed cost, if your telephone is a fixed cost, then those are the ones that you put in. And once you've added all those costs that you anticipate having for the coming month on a system showing zero turnover, it'll show you a minus figure of whatever those costs are going to be. So if my figure to run a business is $100,000, then I will start day one of my business minus $100,000. Then as I trade, as I market, as I do clients, my business runs, each month that turnover gets drawn through to your income statement, and the minus figure becomes smaller. The trick here is to see how soon in the month can I reach my break-even point. So if my overheads are $1,000 or $10,000, then only once I pass that 10,000 turnover mark will I then start working for profit. That's how to protect a profit line. You need to monitor your costs regularly. And if just before the end of the month you have a big order that you are going to place, and you have a look at your profit line, it doesn't show that you're going to make much of a profit, leave that order to the following month. So timing is everything when it comes to paying those type of bills or for buying stock. I've always felt that the best people to promote your business are your staff, because promotion is putting energy behind something, whether it's when a client is in your business and she's come in for one service and the staff member introduces her to another product or service, that's promotion. You're marketing the other services within the salon. And the best people to promote are your staff members. You can obviously supplement that with marketing exercises, whatever opportunity you get that's stylish and adds value to your image, then those are opportunities you must look for and do them as and when they come up. But the whole idea of promotion is to put energy behind what you do, sell results. And most systems have got an SMSing and an emailing functionality, and marketing is letting people know that you're there. Marketing is letting people know that there's a new product or service on the market. Marketing is letting people know that there's something that you have achieved within the industry or in terms of business growth or recognition. All of those things are what they call PR. So whatever paints your picture or a product or a service in a good light, and you put energy behind it, that's promotion. That's marketing. So it's not having a big marketing budget. It's having a passion for education, telling clients, selling them results, getting enthusiastic about ideas. And that's marketing. The SMSs you can use for confirming appointments, also for introducing a new item or a new product. Emails are great for newsletters and keeping your clients informed. But neither of those do the work of a motivated expert. An expert that wants to take their client on a journey of discovery to find other things that they will be interested in. And it's not always the case that it's on their conscious agenda. They might just know somebody that has a problem, and you're marketing the solution to that client, and that client can then become an ambassador for you. So promotion is not about having a big budget, it's about energy. It's about being enthusiastic about what you're doing and letting people know that all the problems that they have, there's a solution for them. That's promotion. So how does this fit into the wellness industry? We do know that wellness is a growing industry. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry worldwide because you're selling well-being to people. You're making them feel good about themselves. And people are always looking to get away from the daily stresses and negative situations. And the wellness industry is the ideal industry to provide that because it does the job for clients. However, when you're running a business, you're building up a lot of information about your business. And that information needs to be secure. You need to have security. You need to grant people access levels. You need to make sure that people are not able to get into sensitive information that your system is generating or your salon is generating. That's just for peace of mind. So running a business with a good software program is going to allow you to generate the information, it's going to allow you to act on that information, and it's going to protect the data. So if you are looking at software programs and you're looking at, always ask what the security is on this. The security on web-based programs is higher than they are on server-based. Server-based is where you have the program sitting on your computer, and that computer can crash, that computer can get stolen. So look very carefully at how secure your business is, whether you have security on menus, buttons, instructions, that people can't access that information readily and take it and steal it from you. So that's security. And I think that an understanding about the way your business is running based on turnover, by productivity, by cost controls, is going to give you a peace of mind. And so in terms of the overall Wellness Weekend, this presentation has been designed to make you feel that you can protect. There's nothing worse than running a good business, can see the turnover growing, but you have no idea about the figures, about how successful it is and how successful could it be. So computerized systems, the way to go, and let the system do the work. All you need to do is to read the figures and then understand the picture. Then you can make informed business decisions. Thank you.